Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, My Mentally Ill Girlfriend Cheated on Me After 1.5 years, and it has ruined her life. And a big shout out to Daryl for sending me this story. And guys, this story is about a young guy, he's in college, who starts dating this gal who from the get-go learns real quick there's issues with her, her situation, all that, and then real quick learns that she's definitely got major problems, mentally ill, all that. And I'm not going to say what in the beginning, and you're going to see as I go along, but she does a lot of things that just anybody that has some life experience would run for the hills. The problem is a lot of these young guys are inexperienced, don't know any better, and they develop the hero complex. They're going to be the white knight that's going to save the damaged girl. And I've said more times than I can count that as much as these damaged girls that have bad family backgrounds or they're mentally ill or whatever, it's not their fault. It's not their fault they grew up in a shitty family. It's not their fault that things happen to them. It's not their fault that mental problems. But it's also not your job to be their savior and to fix them, because if you do, it can bring a whole lot of turmoil in your life. And I might add, some of them can completely turn on you like that, make up lies about you, which you're going to see, and could ruin your life. It's not worth it. And so I cannot stress that enough, and you're going to see that in this story here. So I mean, a very good one. While it's an entertaining one, it's also some lessons here that all guys need to understand. Otherwise, you could be just like this guy. So it starts off saying, for starters, me and my ex both met online via Instagram. To make things easier, we will refer to my ex as Jamie. I don't really care for anime or any of that type of stuff, but my friend invited me to an anime convention one year, and I decided to go with him because he's my best bud. I was scrolling on Instagram after I got back from the convention and learned that Jamie also went to the same anime convention, as I saw someone posted it on her story. I mind-numbingly messaged her saying I went to the same convention, did she enjoy it, what her interests were, etc. I asked if she played any games, and she said she played Minecraft, so later that night we played Minecraft for 2 hours together. I learned later that she went to my school, and I realized I had seen her a couple times. She wasn't the most attractive, maybe a 7 out of 10, but she was cute, and we played Minecraft more and more over the next couple days. So you are attracted to her enough, and you're acting like buddies hanging out instead of actually dating. Around the third day of us talking, I asked if she would want to watch a movie, and she suggested I come over to her house. This was the first time meeting her, so I thought it was a bit strange that she was willing to invite me over, but I agreed that I could come over on Saturday. Oh, how the times have changed. You just started talking online, never actually met each other, and now playing Minecraft together, which I have no idea how it works because I don't play video games or computer games, whatever fucking games they're called. And then she's inviting him over. Oh, the times have changed. Within the next 4 days, she started making very subtle sexual jokes and also sending me pictures of her without her clothes on, but not showing me anything. Back arches, pictures, etc. She was really teasing me, and fast forward a couple of days to Saturday, I asked her if she wanted me to bring condoms before I came, and she said, maybe. Does this whole thing seem a little out of whack to you? But okay. And she was having fun teasing him with those pictures and all that. But again, here we are, today's world. Which should have been the first sign something was off. I decided not to buy any condoms because this was our first time meeting. Also, if I haven't mentioned it yet, this time I was a virgin. On Saturday when I got to her house, it was in the back alley of a Target. It was a one-story house. She didn't have clean water in the house, and overall it was pretty beat up. Dude, run. There are many reasons to see issues here, but definitely run. The whole place is a shithole and doesn't have any clean water. You think she's very hygienic? When she came to the door, she looked shorter than I thought, but she looked cute, but it was a bit awkward. Yeah, you think? She invited me inside and showed me around, and I noticed that she had an old piano. I asked if I could play it, and then I played some really pretty Minecraft music, which she loved. She showed me to her room and put on a movie. And then when we were watching, she started snuggling closer to me and even asked if I wanted to put my arm around her. Overall, things were moving really smoothly. After the movie, I asked if there was anything to eat, and we ate a little snack. Then I went back to the piano to play more songs for her. She was enjoying it, and I told her my shoulder was sore from the soccer practice. She offered to give me a massage, which surprised me, but I agreed. You know how many massages have led to hooking up for the first time? Come on, I've been to girls' houses as a teenager in high school, and all of a sudden they wanted to give me a massage, or I was sore from the gym, and I kind of mentioned that, and all of a sudden they're full-on masseuse, and what that led to. She led me to her room, and then she asked if I wanted to take my shirt off, and I said sure. In my head, I was thinking, this is it. This is the day I get laid. Keep in mind, this is the first time we ever hung out. Red flag, red flag, red flag. She messages me back. She massages my back, neck, shoulders, and then I asked her if she wanted a massage, which she jumped on the idea. She took off her sweatshirt and laid on her back. I asked her where she wanted me to massage, and she told me anywhere I'd like. I started from her neck and worked my way down to her butt, and then I asked her if it was okay to touch her butt, and she said sure. When I touched her butt, she immediately told me to stop, which I did. I asked if she was okay, and she said she was uncomfortable. I asked if she wanted to do something else, and she said sure. We talked for a bit about our favorite stuff to do, and then I told her I was about to head out because at that point it was 7 p.m. She walked me out, and I told her that I would see her later. When I got home, she texted me saying that I made her uncomfortable. I apologized and told her many times that she sent me so many signs she wanted me to do something, so I thought it was okay. Now, granted, this story is coming from his perspective, but she's the one that wanted to do the massaging. She's the one that said, sure, I'll take the massage. She told him anywhere. When he got down to her rear end, she said stop. He did. So, remember, guys, you don't get involved with the crazy. Keep your D out of crazy. And even then, he admitted she's, kind of cute, but nothing special. I even asked her before I did it, and she said it was okay, just don't do it again because it was so soon and we just met. Coming from the same girl that was sending him nudes and pictures and all that, and totally roping him in. I thought it was weird that she was saying that because she had been making all these S-word remarks and teasing me sexually the entire time. I told her I didn't think it was going to work, and I told her sorry again and then stopped talking to her. And that's where things should have left off, and he should have learned a big lesson. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. A couple of days later, my two best friends called me and with a very serious tone asked if I was okay. I was confused, and they told me that Jamie said that I had done some things to her and was telling people. This is my first real mistake in our entire relationship. I should have ended things right away. I called her and asked her why she was telling people that I did these things to her, and she told me she was just upset what I did to her. I asked Jamie if she actually thought I did those things to her, and she said no. But she has no problem telling people that you did things. And people could use their imagination, and the guy could get kicked out of school, lose his job, police show up. I can go on here. I showed everyone screenshots, and the rumors were cleared up. But a lot of my friends trusted me a little less after what happened. See? At the time, I blamed myself for what had happened, thinking I should have been more careful. You should have been more careful, dude. But now I realize I did everything right. Jamie was just crazy. She is crazy, as you're going to see more of that. And you should run for the hills. Buddy's young, and he's a virgin, and wants to get some, and we all know darn well the crazy gals are quite, crazy in the sack. A couple weeks later, when classes started back up for school, I started seeing her more and more. Smack! Should have smacked him earlier, but it's morning, a little tired. And it was awkward seeing her at first, but one day I saw a TikTok and randomly sent it to her without really thinking about it. After that, we started talking more and more. Texts turned into FaceTimes, FaceTimes turned into dates. You get the idea. About 1 month into us talking a bunch, I told her, I know I messed up before the first time we met, but I wanted to make things right this time. Because I think I'm starting to fall for you. Smack! Oh, for God's sakes, Mr. Nice Guy. She accepted my apology, she agreed, and we should take things slow. And she said she thinks she was falling for me too. In the beginning of our relationship, we both didn't have a lot of money, and we were both broke students. We split every date night. We made handmade gifts because it was cheaper. We volunteered together. Around a month into our relationship, Jamie and me were on a late night drive back from our date, and she told me she needed to tell me something. Oh boy, the crazy girl's got to tell him something. What could this be? This night would have forever changed me. She told me she has had depression for the last 5 years and has been doing self-harm for the past 5 years. It's not her fault she has depression, and it's not her fault that she has problems, but it's not your job to be her white knight savior and fix all that. She obviously needs professional help if she's doing self-harm. And I might add, let's go back to her saying to people that he knew that he was doing things to her, which he did not. She told me that night that she wasn't a virgin. Shocker. And she was S-word assaulted a year ago in a car by a person she met online. And yet she met you online and was doing the same thing, inviting you back to her house and all that. And how do you know this is true, given the fact that what she did? And he asked to hang out, and she said sure, and they watched a movie in his car, and then he did what he had did to her. At the time, I felt so awful for her. This poor girl was going through so much. If I had the information I did, I could have been a little more suspicious. She gave me the offer to leave her, but because she's a lot to handle, or I could stay with her. I obviously stayed with her. I wanted to make sure this girl got all the love in the world. I wanted to help her get better. Smack! In other words, I'm going to white knight for this damaged girl. Again, it's not her fault that she's got problems and depression and all, but she needs professional help. It is not your job. And again, remember what she was making up about you. How do you know she's not making this stuff about the other guy? I mean, really? 2 months into our relationship, we were watching a movie on her parents' bed. And she asked if I wanted to do it. I was a little taken back because of it all of a sudden, but she said she was really in the mood and she got some condoms for us. This was my first time and it honestly wasn't the best. Well, it never is. But I was happy this girl who had gone through so much was able to trust me. Honestly, our S-word relationship and our entire relationship was great. I'm a little above average, and she said she felt good a lot of the times. I made sure every time we did everything, I would always ask for consent. Obviously, consent is important. You're darn right. Shit, with what she pulled, I would be recording it. But when your partner claims to be S-word assaulted, you have to be extra cautious, especially if you love that person. Jamie didn't have the best upbringing or home life. Well, there's a freaking surprise. It was so bad that she didn't have clean drinking water at home. And she's going to be poisoned. So every week, I would buy her 42 packets of bottled water. I also learned how to cook for her because she didn't have meals a lot of the time. Because of her financial struggles, I started paying for all the dates and meals, which is perfectly okay with me because I loved her. Smack! It's not only white knighting for her, and you're getting involved with this girl who's got mental problems. Now you're paying for everything. Just because you got a little ass, I'm sure at this point you were initiated into the world, if you will. You can get another girl. But how many guys have fallen for this crap? I need a way to make money fast, so I got into e-commerce, and by 6 months of our relationship, I was successfully making $3,000 per week online as a student. Dude, that's awesome. I'd like to know what he does. I was swimming in money. Dude, let's not get carried away now. I started buying her more expensive gifts, taking her on more expensive dates, and I never asked her for anything. I'm going to save her. I'm going to save her from her past and show her how much I love her. And because I show her how much I love her and save her, she's going to be so wonderful to me. No, girls that are damaged are going to think, oh my God, why is this guy treating me so well? I'm garbage, therefore I need to screw it all up. Over the first 8 months of our relationship, Jamie hurt herself many, many times. She had over 100 cuts on both wrists and all over her thighs. Dude, you want to help her, use that freaking money to get her some freaking help and then get out of there. She's screwed up. It was hard for me mentally. It's hard when someone you love so much dearly keeps hurting themselves so much. So at the 8-month mark, I begged her to stop and told her that I may have to leave the relationship if she kept hurting herself. And over the next 5 months, she stopped hurting herself. Imagine that. I thought things were getting better, and she started making friends. I even helped her start a YouTube channel that has up to 114,000 subscribers now. Oh boy. What the hell is she doing on that channel? I actually grew a channel myself a couple years ago, so I kind of guided her through the entire thing. She started seeming happier, more positive, and I was so happy for her and for me, and that was some of the best moments we shared together. When she started making more friends, this one particular guy slid up in her DMs, and we will call him Matt. Matt is smaller than me. Matt is white, blonde, says racial slurs, talking about effing bees, and does drugs. Sounds like a scumbag, so he should be right up her alley. This guy makes no money either. Basically, this guy is a polar opposite of me. I'm not sure when this guy started talking to Jamie, but apparently they were childhood friends, so she trusted him. Oh boy. So someone that she can relate to is from the wrong side of the tracks. One day when we met, Jamie were hanging out, she was glued to her phone talking to Matt. Not happening. I remember sitting down one day and Jamie's phone kept buzzing, so I reached to turn the ringer off and saw 6+ messages from Matt. I asked if I could read the messages because I'm suspicious of this dude, and she said, "Don't you trust me?" One night when we were sleeping, her phone kept going off, so I reached over to turn the ringer off, and of course it was Matt. Jamie was asleep next to me, and shared most of our passwords, so I decided to go through the messages and see what was up. Big surprise, she was flirting with this dude constantly. He was asking her very S-word based questions, and she was responding along with asking him questions as well. He asked her a couple times to hook up, but she would say, "No, I don't like you like that. We're just friends." Why didn't she just say that she had a boyfriend? He knows she has a boyfriend. She doesn't care, but she probably loves the attention. Who knows? But she shouldn't be talking to some other dude. You have a relationship with her, especially given all the things you're doing for her. But as you're going to see, guys, no good deed goes unpunished. Anyway, I kept this to myself for a bit, and one day when we were playing music in the car, I saw her phone go off again with messages from Matt. So I asked if she liked this guy. She said, "Oh no, we're just friends." I told her, "You know he likes you, right? I don't feel comfortable with you entertaining a guy who's trying to get with you." Her defense would always be, "I don't like him like that, so it doesn't matter." Well, it matters to me, and you're disrespecting me, and he's disrespecting me. Ever since then, she was growing more and more distant, talking less, calling less, stopped making plans. Her only excuse was, "I'm just so busy with school right now." I should have noticed it sooner, but she stopped saying "I love you" as well. You don't pay attention to what a girl says, you pay attention to what she does. But in this case, it's also what she says. It's not working out. One night she needed a ride to a football game, but I was homesick. She asked if Matt could go with her and take her there, and I told her I wasn't comfortable with that idea. She told me she found another ride and didn't text me until the next morning. I blew up her phone asking if she was okay, and she told me she got drunk with some friends and sent me pictures. I was furious because she could have at least kept me updated or something. She's sabotaging things, dude. She's losing interest, but she's also sabotaging things so that because it's getting too good. There were a ton of random guys in the picture as well. I didn't see Matt anywhere, though. I asked her where Matt was, and she said that he wasn't there. I wish I knew how much I was being lied to. I learned much later after our breakup that she hid Matt being there. Of course she did. Around the 11th month mark of our relationship, my grandma, who was in another country, was very sick, so I had to leave to go take care of her for a month. Oh boy. His crazy girlfriend's going to be alone for a month with Matt. When I left, she basically stopped responding to my text, stopped calling me, and I saw Matt's story that he was over at her house. At this point, I knew she was cheating on me. You think? Her friends started reaching out to me, telling me what was going on. And worst of all, I was stuck in another country. I couldn't do anything about it. You couldn't do anything about it when you were freaking on the other side of town. When I got back, she acted like nothing had happened and hugged and kissed me like everything was normal. I asked her what was going on with her and Matt, and she acted clueless. I just shrugged it off and went home. Smack. No, dude. She's obviously cheating on you. Even her fucking friends are telling you. All the other signs are there. She's disrespecting you, all that. End it with her. Later the day, she called me saying she wanted to break up with me. Shocker. I asked her why, and she said that I was manipulative and I was such a bad boyfriend. Bad boyfriend, huh? All the money he's shelling out on her, all the patience he's had with her, her cutting herself, her depression, all these other things. Did I mention her cutting herself all the time, staying with her, patience with her, buying her things, giving her money? He's manipulative, really? See? Twisting her. It's always the guy's fault. So yeah, the guy who's been sticking by your side through your mental health, the guy who pays for your therapy, the guy who pays for all your dates, the guy who cleans your room, cooks for you, gets you clean water, etc. The guy who made handwritten notes every week. The guy who gave you roses every week. The guy who stayed loyal in the entire relationship. The guy who brought your family together again. The guy who got up at 3 a.m. multiple times and drove to her house because she said she wanted to off herself just to hug her and tell her it's going to be okay. I'm a bad boyfriend. You were a good boyfriend, but the problem was you were too good, too nice to someone that didn't deserve it, and you were trying to save a damaged, screwed up gal. And I hope he learns his lesson. Yeah, in her eyes, he's the bad guy. I pleaded with her not to leave. Smack. You don't beg, you don't plead, you don't do all that bullshit that you just said for someone that doesn't reciprocate. I asked her about our future. What about our future house? What about everything we said we would do together? She said she didn't care about me anymore and that we could still be friends. I asked if there was any chance we could rekindle our spark, and then she said, maybe. Yeah, when a girl says maybe, that means no. But of course, she says you can be friends, meaning she'll keep you in layaway and things don't work out with good old Matt, and when she needs some money again. After a couple of days after the breakup, I saw she started hanging out with Matt more and more. A lot of her friends asked her what was going on, and she said they were just friends. But here's the crazy part. After the breakup, she was still hanging out with me every couple of days, and she'd invite me to her house. We would cook food together, eat together, cuddle together. She even kissed me. Smack, smack, smack. She's still keeping you around. You're in the friend zone, and when she wants to throw a little breadcrumbs your way, you're on the ground eating them all up. No. Girl breaks up with you, you're done, you move on. We're not being friends, we're not hanging out. But in this case, you should have run a long time ago. She's keeping you around, she's got the best of both worlds. I then asked her on a date and she said yes. I heard from some friends that this Matt guy was bragging that he was going to hit that soon, and his plan was wearing off the boyfriend is working. Jamie was getting so hooked on all the attention of what was going on that she had let it get to her head. This is where the story gets really bad. Really? The story isn't bad already? When Matt asked her on a date, I told her that if you got with this guy on the date, me and her would not be friends anymore. She ignored my bluff and chose him over me. Of course she did, because she had your number. Her interpretation, her perception is you're this white knight, nice guy that she could have her way with, will always be there. That's why she did it. One day, randomly, I got a message from a ton of friends and family members asking what was going on with me and Jamie, and why she was saying that I S-word assaulted her. Here we go again. I was in shock. She started another rumor about me doing that. Again, I called her and asked her what she was going on, and she said that she didn't want to be friends and she told everyone that I had done those things to her. This girl was crazy. Dude, duh. You had a chance a long time ago to get out when she pulled this bullshit the first time, and you stayed with her, showered her with affection and gifts and money and all that, and look what all that got you. I contacted the police, showed them all the messages, cleared things up with school, friends, and family. Wow, I'm glad you were able to do that. But after this, it just keeps getting worse. A lot of her friends reached out to me, supporting me, telling me what she is doing was wrong. And they also informed me that in the last 2 months of our relationship, she snuck out multiple times to get drunk with Matt. There was no evidence that Matt and her did anything sexual, but at this point she was hiding their relationship behind my back. Because she had so much fun getting drunk with him. I mean, what else do you do when you get drunk with a guy at 3 o'clock in the morning? After the truth came out that she had been cheating on me for 2 months, her life slowly began falling apart. Dude, her life was falling apart. You just kept it from falling apart less when you're with her. But it's not your problem. All of her friends, other than 2, left her. All her teachers lost respect for her. She lost a lot of scholarship opportunities for her the S-word assault allegations. Her families were very disappointed in her and apologized to me many times. The Matt guy she'd been talking to asked her to hook up, and when she realized I was right the entire time about him, she stopped talking to him, and now she claims that all men are evil and she likes girls now. Well, I got news for her. There are plenty of evil gals out there too. This guy was great to her. Look how she treats him. And of course, Matt's trying to get in her pants. I also forgot to mention she tried getting the police involved by showing them cropped out of context screenshots, and also tried posting on her social media claiming that I had cheated on her. Of course, she doesn't want to be seen as the bad guy, so she wants to paint you as the bad guy. Her last message to me was, I don't care how many girls you ask out, I don't really care what happens to you, just leave me alone. You ruined my life. Well, fortunately, everybody around him knows just how much that is not true. To this day, she still hasn't admitted to cheating. Unfortunately, I haven't seen her wear short sleeves in a while, which means she's probably starting self-harm again. Not your problem. I've tried getting the school to check in on her, but without any proof of her hurting herself, they can't do anything. Stop getting involved with her. It's not your fucking problem. Stop this white knight shit. Even after everything she had done for me, I do believe she has some type of mental illness that causes her to act this way. You think? I really do want to help her, but she hates me right now, and she thinks I'm an evil person. In reality, she got caught, and the karma did its thing. I've been mentally feeling a lot better, but every once in a while, I get hit by a wave of sadness. I do miss her sometimes. Dude, that's normal. You're allowed to feel sad. You're allowed to miss her because you miss her what you thought you had. But you can't let that keep you from doing dumbass things, bro. I truly wish the best for her. I know I did everything I could for her. I still want nothing more than for her to live her happiest life possible. Typical nice guy thing to say. I'm not looking for any advice or anything, but if you have been in a similar situation or just want to share your thoughts, please let me know. You cannot possibly post a story like this on Reddit without everybody sharing their opinions, including someone like me. It's going to happen, and give advice. Bro, you're a good guy. You really are. You may think I'm a jerk for saying this. Not that he's going to see this, but she was using you. She's nuts, and it's not your problem to fix her. The problem is so many guys get this mindset that I'm going to be the big savior to save the girl. We call them white knights here. And what happens? The white knight gets eaten alive. The dragon slays the white knight. You know, look what could have happened to you if people believed the things she was saying about you. You could have been kicked out of school. You could have, it could have had impact on your job prospects the rest of your life. You could have been arrested. You could have been a whole number of things that could have happened to you, right? People would have not believed you all that. And you're just going to just let it go because give her a pass because she's mentally ill. You should never have gotten involved with her. You know, you're a good guy. If you're going to be this way towards some gal, you need to give it to a gal that really reciprocates and has earned it over time, not just some wacko. But you have the hero complex, and a lot of guys do, and I hope you learn your lesson. I would cut all ties with her, and that's that. And she can let Matt fix her problem. Let Matt worry about her. And that's all I can say. So, guys, yeah, another story. White knighting doesn't work. Don't be that guy. And if they're crazy, run for the hills. I get the crazy ones. They're fun in the sack. Believe me, I do. And I've been the dumb guy that got involved with the crazy, and I paid the price in the past. Not like this, obviously. You know, and I'm talking about like college and high school, and I didn't know any better. There was no YouTube then or knowledge like this to go around. But I get it. But don't do that. You can't. Otherwise, you could bring in a whole lot of trouble in your life. Anyway, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below and let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a good story like me to share, definitely email to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com, and I'll definitely get to it when I get the chance. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.